woke me up the first night I saw it. Flicka whinnied. She feels things before they happen. There it is!
Scared?
Well, I'm not sure what I saw.
Well, I'll tell you, nothing.
Didn't you see it gallop across the ridge, Mom?
Oh, now, son, that was a cloud flickering across the moon.
You know there aren't any ghosts.
But I saw horsemen and...
Oh, now, come on, son. Take it easy. Put a bridle on that imagination of yours.
The other night I saw it real clear.
All right, now, enough's enough. Time for your bed. I want you to get a good night's rest. The way I've got it figured, we've got about a week before the rains start. And if we don't get that leaky barn roof fixed, the whole winter's feed's going to be soured. And I'll need your help.
Good night, darling.
Good night, Mom.
Sweet dreams.
All right. If Dad didn't see it, and Mom didn't see it, and maybe I didn't see it, but Flicka heard it.
Here, Ken. You got that all, Joe?
I think so.
Let's go, Ken.
Just the man I'm after. Town council voted me a new horse. You got a good one in your string?
Well, you ride on out, and we'll try and find one your size. You coming, Ken?
I was just telling Mr. Evans about seeing the spook rider last night.
If you keep talking about it, we're never going to get home. I've got to stop past the feed store and pick up some grain.
What's all this spook stuff about?
It rides across the ridge back of our place every night.
Oh, it does, huh?
Started about 2 weeks ago.
Ken's got an imagination, all right.
Mom saw it.
Oh, is that so?
If you keep listening to him, Sheriff, you'll be seeing spooks, too.
Oh, Rob, you forgot your roofing nails. Handle that all right?
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
That's what he looked like. The spook.
You mean the one you saw riding by at night?
Uh-huh.
Now, Ken, I looked last night, and I didn't see a thing.
The moon wasn't very bright, that's all. But a few nights ago, I got a real good look. Could be that picture's twin. Except the one I saw had on a long, white, flapping cloak. And his face was all black.
Other folks have reported seeing this thing, riding right through town at midnight. Elkins claims he saw it down by the Cheyenne Road sign. You hear anything about a mail rider's route still operating in these parts, Joe?
Well, if I did, I'd go after the job myself.
Don't tell me you still got a hankering to pack mail the way you used to.
Were you really a mail rider, Mr. Evans?
Well, that was a long time ago, down in Texas. Oh, Rob, I'll put all this on your bill, huh?
All right, Joe, thanks. Come on, Ken. This time we go.
Yes, sir. Right down there's where the sheriff said old Elkins saw the spook. We're gonna get ourselves a real good look this time. All we gotta do is wait. We should go home, Flicka, but I just gotta chase the spook. Come on!
Rob? Rob? Ken's missing.
Missing? You mean tardy, don't you?
He didn't come down to breakfast. I let him oversleep to teach him a lesson.
Well, where's Flicka?
Well, she's missing too.
Well, it isn't like Ken to ride off without his breakfast.
Ken knows how to take care of himself pretty good.
There's something not right about this.
Oh, he's probably gone out to check his trap lines, and it got late, and so he went on to school. All right, all right. Come on, Gus, we'll go out and scout around a bit. We'll find him.
Yep.
Your son. And that horse.
Quit sulking
Please, Mr. Smith, why don't you let me go?
and lay off that Mr. stuff. The name's Sam.
Why don't you let me go, Sam?
I told you why.
I won't tell, honest I
You
won't.
tell your parents. I know you're kind.
My parents must be worried sick about me now. They'd be so glad to see me home safe, they wouldn't ask any questions. Not even my mother.
You know, you're lucky. I don't even remember my mother. Just my old man. And after he was murdered,
I don't believe it. I can't believe Mr. Evans would do a thing like that.
Your fine Mr. Evans knew my father was carrying money in his mail pouch that night.
Didn't anybody else know?
Nobody. Joe Evans was the last rider on the Fort Worth to Dallas route.
But if he waited at the relay station like he said...
Look, how do I know he waited? It's just his word.
But you said the judge believed
He
him.
had an alibi. A half-witted cowpoke who was drunk most of the time.
But how do you expect to prove Joe did it?
Well, if Joe Evans has a clear conscience, my night riding won't bother him. But if he's a murderer, he'll crack. Every time I ride past his door, he'll think it's my father's ghost coming back to haunt him.
Some horse skidded down the side of that hill. Maybe that was Flicka.
Yeah. Whoever it was headed off here and out across country.
Yeah.
like we've about reached the end of the line.
Yeah. Maybe we better go back.
Yeah. I'll circle around this way.
Yeah, we'll go this way.
All right.
How's this?
Say, that's a pretty good fishing pole you rigged up, Kent. I'll see if I can find you a string and some hook, and we'll try to catch some supper. Sundown's the best time for trout there.
Okay.
Sorry, Kent. But you're gonna have to stay put until Joe Evans cracks. Hey, why don't you stop fretting and eat that trout you caught? It's mighty tasty.
I'm not hungry.
Take it from me, Ken. Starving won't shrink a worry.
How old were you when your father...
About your age.
Gosh.
Dad was late getting home from work one morning. The superintendent of the mail route stopped by and gave me this. It was my dad's.
If that old watch could only talk, then you'd know for sure if it was Mr. Evans or not who.
It was Joe Evans.
But if you can't prove it...
You know, my dad always joked about how his pal, Joe Evans, was superstitious. Yeah, he was scared of black cats, spilt salt, cracked mirrors, shooting stars, wouldn't even walk under a ladder, but mostly he was scared of spooks. Yeah, I'll prove it all right. By breaking him down, I'll haunt a confession out of him.
Any news? Where's Rob?
He's gone to town to get the sheriff. And anybody else that wants to help look for him.
Gus, Dad's never been away from us this long before.
You know, there's a lot more man in that boy than he ever lets on to his ma. Don't you fret, missus.
Well, I gotta get ready to go spooking Joe Evans.
Couldn't you let me go home now?
I can't take a chance yet. Come on, I gotta go tie you up.
Please don't do that, Sam.
You stay put. I gotta think this thing out.
Flicka! Where's Sam? Good girl. Let's get out of here fast. I can't, Flicka. I gave Sam my word I wouldn't, unless he let me go.
Where are you going?
Flicka chewed through the rope and...
Climb into that sack.
What?
Do as I tell you, boy. Now head for home. Keep your lips buttoned like you promised.
But Sam, you said...
Get going before I change my mind.
Come on.
Gus and I covered that section before dark.
How many men volunteered to ride?
15. They should be here pretty soon. We'll split up into 3 groups. First group, take this road.
Hello, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Ken. Ken, where have you been?
You know you had us all plenty worried.
Speak up, Ken.
I better get washed.
Ken? Were you chasing that spook?
Did you catch up with it?
I didn't catch any spook, Mr. Evans.
What you were looking for?
Don't ask him any more questions. Can't you see that he's tired and hungry? Come on, darling, sit down. Now, I'll get you something to eat.
When this story gets around, every kid in town will be out chasing spooks unless I do something about it.
What can you do about a spook?
If this one rides tonight, I got a pretty good idea how to trap it. Come on.
What are you doing here?
They're setting a trap for you in town.
You told them.
No, I didn't. Honest, I didn't.
What kind of a trap?
I don't know. But the sheriff's planning to spring it in town.
Good.
Huh?
Joe's just about ready to crack. The sheriff might as well be around when he does.
Is Dad up yet?
No.
I'll go wake him.
No, you stay right here. He got in so late I didn't even hear him. He can sleep until he wakes up. Sit down and have your breakfast.
Morning, Dad.
Good morning.
Good morning, dear. Get enough sleep?
Yes, thank you. Your night rider. Do you know what he is? A 19-year-old wild kid.
Where is he?
He's in jail, wounded.
Wounded?
Yeah, a bullet in his shoulder. Looked like he was getting away, and Joe Evans lost his head and fired.
Did he say why he was scaring people with his night riding?
He wouldn't say anything last night, but the sheriff says he'll make him talk this morning.
You better say something, young fella. What's your name? Where'd you steal this watch? All right. You're going to stay there till you talk. No harebrained kid's going to play practical jokes up and down the main street of Cooley Springs while I'm sheriff.
think that silly ghost under yours fool anybody? You're crazy. You don't know me.
Neither did my father. You know, you look good behind bars, Joe.
Don't you be so smart. You're in a pretty bad spot. Now, look, I'm somebody in this town. You promise me to go and keep going, I'll get you out of here. I'll save your neck.
I'll never quit haunting you, Joe.
And what good do you think that's going to do you? Expect me to break down? Admit I killed your father? You can rot here for all I care. As long as you're locked up in here, you're not going to disturb my sleep anymore. Sam? Sam?
What do you want?
Let me sleep, will you? I saw him. I saw your father. Make him stop. Make him stop haunting me. Look, I'll give you all the money. All of it, all that's left of it. I didn't mean to kill him. I pleaded with him. I even had a good alibi for him. There was plenty of money for both of us. All he had to do was... No!
Had a feeling you'd be here, Joe.
I'll never forget you, Ken, for talking the sheriff into letting me out of jail for that one last ride. And the way you played Junior Spook at the window. My arm is fine. So's my job of riding the mail car for the Transcontinental. One of these days, I will be pulling into Cooley Springs and the Goose Bar Ranch to see you all again. Feed Flicka a couple of carrots for me. And tell your dad I'll always be grateful to him for letting you pull that stunt for me. Regards, Sam.
Well, if I'd known about it, I wouldn't have let you do it.
Aw, Mom, it was nothing.
Besides, the sheriff and I had Evans covered every inch of the way.
Riding the mail train. Golly, maybe that's what I ought to do when I grow up. What do you think, Flicka?